Yo, what up? It's your boy, DK240. Welcome back. By the way, it's gonna be one take. If I mess up, I'ma deal with it because I truthfully don't care right now. What up? It's your boy. This is gonna be episode 1 of a series, a podcast, whatever. I'm gonna make it a podcast eventually when I get there, but it's gonna take a minute because I gotta figure a lot of other stuff out right now, and doing too many things at once is gonna cause a problem. But this is going on the channel. I'm gonna probably just leave it on here. Have it be a weekly or bi-weekly occurrence, something like that. I don't know yet. We gonna figure it out as time goes. It's my channel anyway. Anyway, so this is just, I'm so bad at this. Should have did it like this. Why am I nervous? I don't care. Anyway, podcast starting on the channel. Probably gonna be weekly. Probably gonna end up being weekly. The channel stuff is gonna be different from whatever else I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of things right now, but I'm gonna focus on the YouTube channel because that's like the most important thing to me right now. Because this is a tool for me, and my mental health, and my benefit mainly. I mean, whoever laughs at it, laughs at it, ever get something out of it, gets something out of it. I'm proud. I just want to make people laugh and enjoy what I'm doing because it's for me, but also for you, I guess. We gonna see. Anyway, so first episode gonna be like a get to know me kind of thing. And since my channel is gonna be gaming based, music will enter more later down the line, but it's gonna be gaming and music based basically because I like entertainment. I love music. I love gaming as a whole. So we gonna start with my top 3 personal top 3 gaming franchises because I've been playing games since I was like 4 or 5 years old, something like that. I don't know. So my number 1 gaming franchise would be Mortal Kombat. That is like my favorite fighting game to ever exist. It's the same creators made Injustice 1 and 2, which are also great games, but that series as a whole changed fighting games forever. The first Mortal Kombat I played was Mortal Kombat 2. Then I played 2, then I played 3, then I played 1. You know, I have Armageddon, Deadly Alliance, Shaolin Monks. I have Trilogy. I have 1, 2, and 3 in the arcade collection. I have Mortal Kombat 9, 10, 11. I pretty much have every game besides the couple spin-offs that they've made. And I think it was Mortal Kombat 4. I forgot the order. I'm not worried about the order at all, really. But I have Deception, Armageddon, Deadly Alliance, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, and 3. Trilogy, and I think there's one more I'm probably missing, but that's not the important part. This is my favorite fighting game. From favorite characters, Noob Saibot, Smoke, Sub-Zero, Scorpion, you know, the ninjas, we love them. They're like the key characters everybody talks about, and Scorpion and Sub-Zero being the 2 that everybody plays, I would say first, since they're like the most iconic 2 characters. My actual favorites would be Melina's one of my favorites. I used to be afraid of her as a kid. I don't know. I was young. I was stupid. I was afraid of her. But after that, she became one of my favorite characters to ever enter the cast. Her. Smoke was my second favorite. He was just cool. He was just a ninja, but he was the coolest one to me. Her. Him. Ermac was dope. I didn't really like Johnny Cage, Sonya, Cassie, Jackie. I didn't really care for them. They're cool characters, they just weren't my cup of tea. I could really care less if they were there or not. I never really played them like that, but they were cool characters. Shang Tsung was always that one character I liked, but I never played until Mortal Kombat 11 came out, and I'm like, oh, Shang Tsung is freaking dope. You know, then their DLC characters, them having Kratos, Freddy Krueger, Rain was DLC to the point I still don't like that they did that they used some older character as DLC. But that's their motto, not mine. I don't know, but you know, they've had some pretty like Baraicho. That is one of the trolliest but funny characters that ever exists in a video game. It is amazing. It is wonderful. It is fucking dope. You're gonna be repeating words because I'm kinda tired, a little nervous, but I don't really care. Regardless. On to the next one. Number 2 would be Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I have a love and hate for Sonic. Everybody says Sonic has only had like 2 good games, and when they mention it, they mention like Sonic Heroes, and they'll mention like That's the main one I hear mentioned. But like Sonic Heroes, I love that. Sonic Riders was amazing. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity was good too. Whatever they made after that was fucking terrible. Oh my god, it was so ass. But Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, that game was by far I think my favorite Sonic game because there was so much to do. The treasure hunting was very fucking annoying, but it was still a fun game to play. It was still fun to run around and mess around. The 2-player mode was always just me and my cousin would play it all the time. It was just a fun time. Number 3. What would my number 3 be? It's honestly a toss-up between. It's honestly a toss-up between Mario and Call of Duty. Call of Duty, mainly the Black Ops series, has really been my favorite games to play when I was like between the ages of like 10 and like 16, 17. Those were like my favorite thing. The Black Ops series specifically, like Black Ops 1, I had a team. We would just run through teams. Black Ops 2 was a solo player. Black Ops 3, I had a team, but I was also playing Black Ops 4. That was the one I didn't like too much, but I still played it because it was one of those games. Like, it's the Black Ops series. I still liked it. I hit Master Prestige in all of those games because I had the time. And Modern Warfare 3 was a great game for me. But after a while, I played the 2v2 and 3v3 modes only because I didn't like the regular map rotation. I honestly hated it. It was honestly terrible to me. The regular maps were so bad to me. I just couldn't stand them. And then Advanced Warfare also hit maxing. Advanced Warfare was that game with the new futuristic movement that everybody hated just because it was a trend to hate it. But I actually loved that game a lot, and it was fun. Multiplayer wise, it was fun. Whatever the other modes were, I could care less. Like, they were honestly a waste of space. Zombies has always been a love for me, but I've always preferred multiplayer. Like, I was a competitive little kid. I was good at games. I just never took it to the level I should have took it to when I was younger because I didn't really know much about the gaming world and how how you could make money and have more fun on that and build clans and such like that. Like, I've tried to do it one-off here and there, but I never had the people with me that wanted to do it. I've had friends I played with for years and they never really wanted to do it. I tried to put it together, but it just never fell through. So I just stopped trying to do it that way. But Mario was also a big one. Mario Kart Double Dash is the best Mario Kart game. I don't care what anybody has to say to me about that. That is the best Mario Kart game. I don't care. Even though Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is amazing, Mario Kart Double Dash is the best one. Mario Party 7 was so fun. But after that, they just took mini games away and made it kind of just... I don't know what they was trying to do with that. Smash Bros. Isn't the Mario game technically, so I can't even put that in there. That was fun too. Super Mario Bros. Wii, that game ruined friendships. Honestly, every time I play with my friends, somebody ended up throwing somebody off the map, ruined friendships. It always did. It never failed to make a good time. Mario Second Olympic Games was great. Olympic Winter Games was even better. Mario's had some killer titles. Sonic is my top because I've had more fun with Sonic than Mario. An honorable mention would be the Def Jam series. Like, there's only been 3 games. There's only been 3 games if you count the takeover version on PSP, but there's only been 3 games. Vendetta, Fight for New York, and Icon. Fight for New York is my favorite one. Vendetta would be second. Icon would be third. It's just, I've listened to rap music for a while, through all my life, from parents to just random stuff I would hear, so that's the best part. I'm gonna get to the music probably in a second. Or, no, after the next topic. But I'm gonna get to music. I did not write this down, so this is just off the top of the head. That's why it sounds so sporadic and, I guess, a little quote-unquote random, but it's just from the top of the dome. So my top 3 games currently, because why not? That'd be great to go into. So, number 1 I would say is Apex Legends. I have fun playing Apex. It's one of those games where you need to play it. You actually need to sit down and play this game to get better. I'm not one to typically care about meta because that's not how I play my video games. Because of how I want to play them, which is why in fighting games I don't look through tier lists because I play a lot of fighting games. Fighting games would be my top game genre would be fighting games, then shooters, and then I would say like Those would be my top two. I don't even know a third one because like I play so much other stuff, but with games like Apex, you have to sit down and actually learn how certain guns function. What's the recoil pattern of this? How many bullets in this clip? How much damage does it do to the body versus the head? You got to sit there and learn this stuff. When you learn it, the game becomes a lot easier, and you get used to like, okay, he has a Prowler. Am I gonna win this gunfight? I'm not gonna get too into it. That's a whole separate video I could do. Probably not gonna do it, but Apex is one of my favorite games right now. Number 2 would be Mortal Kombat 11. Everybody hates Mortal Kombat 11. They love 10, but 11 makes more sense. I guess not mechanically, but combat-wise, 11 makes more sense. Because in Mortal Kombat 10, you could do a bunch of crazy shit that just made no sense. You could grab them out of the air. You could do so much shit that just really made no sense. I loved Mortal Kombat 10 though. I love 10 more than 11, but 11 isn't a bad game. It's just more slowed down than 10 was. 10 was insane. And I was good at the game. I just never took it to the point where I never tried to get as good as tournament players. And I never really cared for ranked mode like that. But I would always go into training just to learn combos, just to sit there and kind of see what I could come up with. But I never tried to perfect my playstyle. I never tried to... I always had my top characters I would play. You'll see more MK11 on the channel anyway, so I might as well go into it. Like, Joker is fun as ever, but I was never the guy to play like setup characters. I was never that guy. Like, in this game specifically, I would play Joker, Shang Tsung. I would slide over to Kano. Sub-Zero was only like for like King of the Hill or private games that I play with friends, because I never really cared for them. Like, he's a good character, I just never really liked him. But I would say my top 3 to play would be like Joker, Shang Tsung. I would put Frost up there. Frost, and it's mainly the DLC characters that I would play, because Joker's fun. Shang Tsung is pretty dope. I only really play Shang because they had the ninja variation. That was the most fun one for me. I was never really that good with Shang Tsung. But I knew, like, I can pick up a character and I know what I'm doing, but I can't play every character to their fullest potential because there are certain characters I just won't play. But Joker, I'm liking more and more every time I play him, especially with his new rank setup variation. It's so nasty, but it's so great. And number 3, I said Apex, Mortal Kombat. Number 3. That's like a tie between Dragon Ball FighterZ and I would say Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I would honestly say Risk of Rain 2, the game on screen. Now, Dragon Ball FighterZ is another fighting game. I've always played Dragon Ball games. I've always loved Dragon Ball, like one of my favorite anime, just because like it's kind of Dragon Ball, Naruto is like everybody's like starting point. Bleach, One Piece, like that's people's usually like their starting point for anime. Like, okay, they start with these shows and then they branch off into other things. Like, there's great shows out there. Anime, I'm not gonna talk about for too long because I haven't watched. I've watched, I believe, over like 40 something, but I don't watch the mainstream stuff because I could care less for it. And I haven't really watched a lot of it. That's like 40 something. 40 something is not really a lot because there's so many different titles. There's so much different stuff out there. But I was the gamer musician. But yeah. And then Risk of Rain 2. So me and my friend started with this game, the first one that we ended up getting later. But Risk of Rain is more so a survival game where you pick a character, all of them have different abilities. For instance, the captain has a taser shot, a shotgun that has widespread. If you hold the button, it gets to a shorter spread. You know, he has a bunch of different tools. Like, every character has different tools to make them great. There's a mercenary in here with a sword. You know, there's just so much you can do. And you kill things, sometimes they drop items. Usually, when you start off, you kill things to get money, then you buy boxes which spawn a random item. But you can get artifacts which make it so enemies can drop items, more enemies spawn but their health are halved, only elite monsters. It gets very complicated. I can make a video talking about that if I really choose to. I might, because this game, it's fun and you can play whatever really style you want to play. but you can get dropped off and one-shotted by half the shit in the game just randomly. So it's never too easy. The game gets easy when you get all your items, but it's never too easy because you can still get one shot. So it's like I've never cared for Dark Souls. I never cared for shit like that because you could build a character, you have to get weapons, and I never cared for that. But shit like this, it's fucking fun. I loved it. The first one, I could see why they went this route. But the first one had so many more characters. I'm hoping they bring those characters over to this game. I'm really hoping for it. I don't know if they'll bring all of them over, but I really want them to. Especially the sniper. God damn. But other than that, I mean, I'm kind of an all-arounder. I play a lot of games. I'm mainly, I'd say, fighting games and shooters are my strong suit. But I don't play to the best of my abilities. I want my friends to, I don't play to the best of my abilities. I can't talk. Because I want my friends to still enjoy the game. I know I'm an above average player, but I'm not God tier because I don't take it there. I could take it there, but I never take it there. Some of my favorite people, like Sonic Fox, who plays MK, Goichi, he played Dragon Ball FighterZ and he played other games too. This is off the top of my head, so I'm not gonna get all the names and all the games they played, right? But like, just I've watched these pro players, and they're amazing. They're monsters, and I know I could be that if I really sat down and just put my all into it. But I just never let it get that far because I want people to still enjoy the game. I don't want to make it unfun. If I get to the point where I'm too good, it's not going to be fun for my friends because I'm going to just dog walk them all the time. So sometimes I don't play the best, or sometimes I pick characters I don't really play. Like, I'll play Terminator. Terminator is a simple character. I'm pretty sure anyone can pick up Terminator and be decent enough with him. I've never taken that serious with him. I'm just like, he feels like Jason in Mortal Kombat 10. I will explain this in a different video because I plan on doing a Mortal Kombat 10/11 type of video where I talk about both games. It's like two of my favorite games I've ever played in my life. And I'll do that later. So I'm gonna transition into a new section, which will be music. So this is gonna be a music and gaming based channel. When I start doing music shit, that comes a long time later. I'm focusing on the gaming right now. This is my primary focus. So one thing would be my top 3 music genres. I'm gonna just say them all together, and then I'm gonna go into them differently. So my top 3: 1 would be rap / hip hop, 2 would be R&B, and 3 would be lo-fi. And I'm gonna start with lo-fi and go into R&B, then hip hop. Lo-fi was that genre of where it's just it's a chill setting. You know, you hear the record player, you hear like something starting at like a what is it? They just play little sounds in the middle of the music or in the beginning, and then it's like a chill beat. It's not always synced like, you know, like a trap beat has a certain tempo to it that it always follows. Sometimes lo-fi goes off tempo, but that's the beauty of it. It's not always the same tempo. It's always something different. One artist I'd say I listen to in lo-fi would be Tenno. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for when I talk about all 3, and then I'm gonna go into them differently. Now, R&B is always been one of my favorites. It's just the love songs, the breakup songs. All of that is just, I haven't been through half the shit. I'm only 20, by the way. I haven't been through half the shit. But it's just, I love listening to it. Because I love to see where the human mind can go. If they've been through it, I want to see how they express their pain. I want to see how they express it. How they express it is what's interesting to me. Or if you haven't been through it, but you can make a good one, I'm like, how did you get to that state of mind? How did you get to that point? You know, people are interesting to me. There's one thing that I will say, people are very interesting to me. And my top being rap hip hop. Oh my god, everything. Rap as a whole is just, you can do so many things with it, and you can come aggressive, you can come on the sweet soft side, you can get like a hard trap beat, you can get a cinematic beat, you can do so much with rap, you can do so much with music in general. But this genre is like my favorite because it kind of dominates. I would say it does. Somebody may disagree with me, but I would say it does. So, lo-fi wise, I don't listen to certain artists too much, as I just kind of branch off into different things with lo-fi. I don't really pick and choose artists there, because everybody, like, I just don't. I just haven't yet. Maybe I should, but I haven't done it yet. One person I do listen to, though, I could say is Tenno. I found him 2019-ish. I believe the end of 2019 I found him. Or beginning of somewhere around there, but I've been listening to, like, it's the soft, it's like, it's not too soft, but it's not too hard, it's like right in the middle. It makes me feel good to listen to it. Musicality is another one. This guy, I can't really play, actually I can't even play some in lo-fi, to be honest, because he makes so many different types of compositions. It's insane what this man can come up with, from remixing stuff to his own originals. It's so crazy, and I love every second of it. Love every second of it. R&B wise, you know, you got Rihanna, you got all these legendary artists that have already been around, but one of my favorites being Devon Terrell. Oh my, this dude, yeah, I swear he cannot make a bad song. Unless I'm just biased, unless I just love music that much, this man cannot make a bad song. Everything he's made, I'd say, I've liked. Like, some things I may not like as much as others. And he can also rap too on top of that. So that's a plus. But this man is just, his voice is dope. This man can make good music no matter what. It's just anything I listen to by him, it takes me on a trip, whether I'm sober or not. Anyway, rap wise, there's so many different artists. NF, 6 Seconds, Eminem, G-Eazy, Logic, Joyner Lucas. I could go on and on. Anonymous. I can go on and on about who I listen to, just different names, because there's so many. But I'd say it's like my top genre. That's my top genre of music. That's like primarily what I listen to, is that, because you can do so much with it. So I'm gonna transition into actually talking about my favorite artist currently. Devon Terrell's number one. That's just, I wouldn't say he's newer, because I found out about him back in, like, I think it was like middle school. And he was rapping with Futuristic. This was one of his close, I think I would say one of his close friends. I don't know their life. But the collab album they made was great. And then I started listening to his stuff on his own. And he disappeared for a minute. He came back. This man makes great music. Number two, I would say NF is number two. I found him back when his Therapy Session album came out, which was, I don't know when that was. We gonna look that up right now. Yes, I'm looking it up as I'm talking it. Just deal with it. So let me see. We go to Spotify to make it so much quicker. 2016. So Therapy Session came out in 2016. This man has some pretty dope shit on Therapy Session when I found him back then, and then his other albums being Perception and being Why is my phone freezing right now as I'm talking? That's what I be talking about. Technology is faulty. Technology is very faulty. But, you know, when I first found him, then he dropped Perception, and then he's put out so many good albums that I just can't. Like, when I listen to music, sometimes I skip over some. Like, I listen to a song and I'm like, I don't really care for it. Then I'll come back and listen to it later. And it ends up being a very great song. I just didn't give it a chance when I first listened to it. You know, sometimes people do that. Sometimes I do that. Like, sometimes I skip over stuff in albums, which is probably should not be done. But sometimes that's how I handle my music. You know, everybody does it differently. Anyway, number three, I would chalk that up. I would say Chris Webby. I don't know when I found this man, but as soon as I heard this dude rap, I'm like, yes, this right here. I don't know when I found him. I have no idea. I don't know what year it was. It had to be like a 2018, 2017, I'm gonna guess. Because the first song I think I heard by this man was Tasmanian Devil, and I could not stop listening to that song. I still listen to it today. Because he's rapping for like 4 straight minutes, I believe. I'm just going on top of the head. 4 straight minutes. And it's just rapping. It's just, this man is different. And I would talk about them like all individually, but that's gonna take up a lot of time. But I'm gonna go back to Devon Terrell because I really didn't say much about him. So let me go back. This is one of my favorite artists. This man. Why can't I type on my phone? My like song says 111. That is weird. But his collab album Futurist came back in 2015. So I probably fought him in 2015, which was 5 years ago. God. But the first time I listened to him was on the album. You know, Bodied being one of my favorite songs on this album. Sub BN, I Want It All. Lit, bro. This album was pretty fucking dope. And then I went back to the album in 2015. Weird, Sexy, Cool. I listened to everything on the album at least pretty decent amount. The Renaissance came out, EP. Solid EP, solid EP. I don't have any water. That's my fault. Yes, I do. We're not even gonna worry about it. Y'all hear me now. Why so serious? One of them days. I don't know. Like this EP. Then he had Weird Nights, which came out. Playing My Feelings, Out of My Element, You've Been Gone, Miss Call, No Shade, Motivated to Be Great. Like that, I couldn't stop listening to the dude. Then he had an Intermission. Then had Raw Sound Volume 1 and 2. Then to his Volume 2 being Deja Vu. And this album, everything on this album I listen to. I don't know. I don't think I'm biased. I think I just love his music. His voice is just fucking dope. And this man's singing is just, it's some other shit. It's just on another level. That, I feel like I dropped this mic or I can't be heard certain times during this. I don't really care. Man. An honorable mention for favorite artist out right now. Just probably loud as shit. It's alright. Y'all will be okay. I don't know. I can't. I guess I'll give it to 6 seconds. 6 seconds. 6 seconds is one of my favorite rappers right now. People label him as a YouTube rapper, but regardless of the fuck a label. This dude is a wordsmith like no other. I don't think people understand this man. Ain't nobody out rapping this nigga. I don't care. There's nobody out rapping him. Not even your favorite rapper is out rapping this nigga. And that's saying a lot, but I don't see any rapper out rapping this man. He has a lot of skill. I hope he gets far in music. I really do. I hope he still keeps making music. This man is fucking crazy. But, you know, those are like my favorites currently. I mean, Hobson's one of my top. Tech 9, Eminem, of course. Like, Logic's even up there. Method Man, Redman is up there. Scarface is up there. Like, I listen to so much different stuff, so it's hard to pick who's my top and who's not. But it's like, it's so much great music out there in all forms. And you can't really, I used to hate trap music to my soul. I hated this shit because it was always drugs, money, women, and other dumb shit. And I'm like, I can't listen to this shit. But I see that most labels are kind of behind us, so they have to do these because that's what the label wants them to do. It's that image they got to keep up to get that little bit of money they get versus their labels getting most of their money. I'm not going to get too crazy into that, but we going to leave that right there. So, since I did gaming, I did music, I didn't go too in depth with certain stuff, which will be in other videos, because, you know, I'm gonna just do these how I want to do them. I'll take some suggestions if I ever get to that point. I doubt it. This is just for my mental health and for me to talk and for me to get how I feel out there, you know. It's just for me. It's solely for me. And the last thing I want to touch on, which is gonna be probably like 5-10-ish minutes maybe, I don't know, depending on when I stop, is my current spiritual journey so far. So people as a whole, I love them, but they scare me. In the means of people, there are some people that understand that the world is not what it seems, and there are those that trust people in power blindly. And then there are those that try to make their own way through different means of this digital currency and trying to make their own business. You know, there's many pathways to life. Never tell anyone that one way is the correct way, because there are many different pathways through life. Many different ones. And although people may not believe that, trust me when I say there are many different ways out of this matrix. Now, I'm saying matrix because everything has been set up. Everything has been set up to go a certain way. There's an agenda. I don't care what anybody has to say. You don't have to be you don't have to be the smartest in the world to know that there's an agenda to this world and there's things happening in a certain order for a reason. I'm not gonna get political because fuck that shit. There's no way, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not getting political. I'm not getting into that because that spears people are stuck there. It's more so about being happy, knowing your true self, meditating, eating the right food, drinking the right stuff. But you can honestly eat and drink whatever. Just know some of this shit is modified. It's modified to all hell. Some of this shit that you eat will get you sick. It will make you sick. It fucks with your body. Not every thing is passed down through generations. Some of this shit is from what you eat. Now, eat whatever you want, drink whatever you want, enjoy life. That's the whole point of being in this physical world at this point, is to enjoy life for what it is, but also understand that there's something bigger out there. Being spiritual isn't tearing down other people the way they live. It's just trying to get people to understand that, hey, get in touch with who you really are. Get in touch with your dreams have meaning. People think dreams mean nothing. People think dreams are just dreams. It's a dream world. It's whole. It's not just a physical world. I just want you to understand that it's a lot deeper than just that. I probably should have wrote notes on this part specifically, but it's better to go off the top of the head. I started back in late 2019, early 2020. It started with me finding a YouTuber, Spiritual Soul is his name. That's the channel I found. I didn't find his gaming channel. I didn't find his other channel. I found this one. And I was listening to him and I'm like, huh. Because some of the shit he was saying was making sense, and I'm like, huh, let me do some research, because some of this was just worldly shit. I'm like, let me do some research. You know, because worldly shit is like, okay, like this shit, like corruption and this dude being a pedophile, right? All this shit is like, that's worldly stuff, versus spiritual stuff being taking care of your body. Meditation is key. I don't care. Meditation is key to finding out so much more. And most of these answers to questions that we have can be found inside of us. I don't think people understand that. And it's hard to get people to understand that you have the information inside of you that's so much deeper, especially for people, quote unquote, black people. We even know we're not black. If you look at my skin, we're not black people, but everybody believes that regardless. So I can only say it. That's all I'm gonna do is say it. I'm not gonna conform. I'm not gonna try to change your opinion. I'm gonna just say we're not black people, but we've been targeted since ever, and you can look that up. I don't have to tell you that. You can actually look that one up. But it's just the aspect of reading, writing, expressing yourself in different ways, just getting everything, just how you feel. You need to get how you feel out there, whether it be expressing it through art, through music, through gaming, through some form of information. You need to get how you feel out there. That will make everything easier in the long run. Trust me, it'll make life a whole lot easier in the long run. Before I got to where I was at, I've been more depressed. I've been just in bad states of mind. Like it's gotten bad. But I'm the dude that puts others before him and tries to make everybody else feel better. You know, I worry about everybody before it comes to me. That's just how I go around this matrix. I worry about everybody else, which is probably bringing me down as a whole. That probably brings me down as a whole. I'm the guy that takes other people's problems and puts it on himself and deals with it that way, which I should not do because that brings me down. So, around the time I found his channel was around the time I started like, I drink milk all the time. I used to drink milk all the time as a kid. I don't drink milk really anymore. I drink almond milk currently, but I'm about to put away milk as a whole because that shit is just, it's disgusting. It don't taste, milk is weird. That's all I can say is milk is weird, and milk does not taste, it don't taste good no more. But that was my beginning, is tasting weird with milk, and then eating certain things. I can't stomach certain food like I used to. Like, I can eat a steak, but I can't stomach it well. I can eat pork, it don't work no more. Like, I've cut out bacon permanently, I believe, at this moment in time. I don't really eat bacon anymore. If I have nothing else, like no other option, then I'll eat it, but 9 times out of 10, I usually just eat nothing. Like, I don't eat as much as I used to. I eat like a meal maybe a meal and a half a day, because you don't really need to eat 3 meals a day. You don't need that. You don't need 3 meals a day, because science will tell you different. But science is also built to fill an agenda. Science is a way of explaining things you don't understand without getting too deep into it, which is religion is like a, to me, I was a Christian. I believe in a God, just not the way it was taught to me, if that makes sense. I believe there's a higher power out there, just not the way they taught it in church. And every religion has their different way of teaching you about God, or gods and goddesses, or what they may be. You know, there's Egypt, there's Hindu, there's Buddhism, there's all these other things, and they have so many different ways of teaching about God and who's God and what God is. And it's like it's a safety net, but also a trap, because it gives you comfort. It shows you that even if you were to die in this world, there's something after that. But it also puts fear in you to live a certain way. It's like, oh, if you sin, you go to hell, but you can repent your sins. And it's like, that logically is like, okay, so how do you actually go to hell? Like, I don't know, maybe the concept of like, if you can repent, if God knows you're going to sin, he knows what you're going to do before you do it, and you repent each time you do something, and it makes your sins null and void, then what if, like, I could get so much deeper. Like, okay, let's say I kill somebody, right? I'm not going to, never will. I kill somebody, but I repent. Am I, like, it makes it okay? It doesn't make it okay, but it makes it, like, null and void. Like, I've never understood that concept. I think I grew up with a way of loving everybody. That's just me. People call me weird for that. But I love everything around me. I love the people around me. I'm still attached to this world in many different ways. And I'm trying to break those each day I go through. And I realize stress, anxiety, fear is all placed on you by, it's how society is ran through school, college, relationships. And it's all dictated to go certain ways. Especially social media will kill you. Social media will literally make you depressed, and it will kill you. This is just a fair warning. It will bring you down, it will destroy you, it will ruin your growth. And I'm speaking from experience. Social media will ruin your growth. Like alcohol, weed, all that extra shit, you honestly don't need it. It's used for people to cope. That's basically the primary use for it, is for coping. It's a coping mechanism people use. I really don't recommend that you get into it. I told myself I wouldn't. I ended up drinking here and there, and it ended up, and I'm like, everyone's done underage drinking. I'm just being honest. Everyone has. That's just that. Everybody has. And you can't control that. Everybody's done it. That and smoking, and it hurt me more than it helped. It hurt me. It didn't help. It hurt me. It literally it only hurt. It did nothing to help out. I don't know. It's like, to be spiritual, you have to be woke and be conscious to an extent. Being conscious is knowing that things are set up certain ways, and you can break those by starting your own businesses and starting your own streams of income, and not following the classic, oh, go to college, get a degree, get a job. You find your own ways to income. You find your own ways to make it in this world. Being woke, understanding conspiracy, and I guess quote unquote conspiracy, how they like to put it. Understanding that certain people aren't who they say they are, and there's always something deeper. There's always something deeper to everything in this world. I don't care what anybody has to say. It's not as simple as everyone wants to make it be. And I did tell myself I wasn't gonna go get into politics. It was like, with political stuff, it's just, think about it like this. There's been 40 plus presidents, but I've only been alive for Trump, Obama, George Bush, his son, and my people have been on the bottom of the barrel through every president that has been here. Even when everybody thought Obama was a saving grace. Everybody thought Obama was going to be that guy to change everything. And he helped a little bit, but we're still at the bottom. We are still at the bottom. And it's funny because it's like he was picked. He was hand select. Every president is hand select. I don't care. Hillary won the popular vote. Hillary won the people's vote, but the Electoral College said, no, we gonna put Trump in there. And Trump was messing with the elite for the longest. He's been messing with them, but he knows the plan he has to do. He knows what he has to do. That's all I really gotta say. He knows what he has to do. And we're probably gonna have to wait to hear who's president now because of fraud. Because from what I just overheard earlier, I don't know if it's fully true, don't quote me on this, but there was vans pulling up to Michigan and taking like coolers of ballots or cases of ballots, and Biden's numbers skyrocketed. And like, I don't know if that's true. It might not be true. Research everything don't take anything I'm saying about anything political or anything like that for truth. Research. But then there's child kidnappings. There's so much going on. Adrenochrome, all this. There's so much shit that I could talk about, and I can't put it into one video because it's just not gonna work that way. It ain't gonna happen. This is 41 minutes and going. I'm about to cut this short. Everyone should be spiritually inclined to some degree. Not everyone is here to be spiritual. Not everyone's going to understand the concept. Not everybody's going to even listen to all 40 something minutes of this, because this is for my mental health. This is for me to express myself and to help me feel better, because if I get this out, then I will ultimately feel better. I couldn't finish making a song because I was so nervous of putting out there. I'm like, this is for me. This is not for anybody but for me. And if it helps somebody along the way, I've done my job. But this is strictly for me and my mental health. I could make stuff for someone else. I could easily do that, but this is for me. I get nervous just like the average person, and I need to break that. There are a lot of things that I need to fix and get better with. That's just life as it is as a whole. I need to get better. That's true. So this is a part of the process. Me talking for these long rambles of, it's already another minute. Me talking for this long and getting this out is another form of me expressing myself. Simple as that. So there's going to be a lot more of these. They're not going to be too frequent, but there will be more of these. And eventually I may, if I get far enough with it, I may just make a separate channel and stuff to do shit like this, because I got a lot on my mind. And a lot I don't talk about because people think I'm crazy when I say shit that I say. So this is why the reason that I just am quiet half the time. I'm a quiet, reserved person because apparently I sound crazy. Apparently people think I'm crazy when I say half the shit I say, and it kind of bothers me, so I don't say anything. Or I'm just very creative, but I don't have the creative outlets to do so, so I kind of just don't. I don't know. I've let people's opinions stop me for so long, and I think this is the point where I'm breaking that. This is that point. This is the beginning of that. So that about wraps up the first episode. I don't know what I'm gonna call this. I would call it a podcast, but this is the most unofficial podcast. But it's pretty much a podcast of me talking and just getting stuff out. I may do current events here and there. I may do shit like that. I may do stuff I find interesting. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But this is that first step into getting to know myself. And I'm gonna probably in the future for this first episode, I'm just gonna put it out and leave it there, because if I don't put it out, I'm gonna sit here and be editing and then doing 50,000 different things. Like, okay, this doesn't sound right. I should edit this. I edit this out. Yada yada. No, I'm gonna just put it out. I'm gonna just release it and leave it like that and see how it does. Because I truthfully am just doing this for my mental health. I'm just. And in the moment of me talking, I'm still thinking about how the people are gonna receive it. I don't care. Just say you don't care and let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I hope y'all enjoyed this first episode of the podcast I'm gonna keep doing. Don't know how many episodes, don't know what I'm gonna go into all the time, but just know this is gonna be a reoccurring thing. So, hope y'all enjoyed. Hope I enjoyed it, and hope I do more of these. I love myself. Love you all. I wish y'all the best. I hope y'all understand that life is bigger than what it may seem, and I hope you can find your way through it, navigate through these matrix, and be you, be who you are, be who you need to be, find your true self, and just be happy in the world. You can eat, honestly, you can eat, drink, do whatever you want. Don't let anybody tell you can't do something. Do what you want to do. Do what benefits you. Do what makes you happy. Take it from the guy who's kind of been dealing with other people telling him what he should and shouldn't do his entire life. Do what makes you happy. It's me, and I'm signing off.